So our scale operator, we we will just drop in here. Uh, Oop, what did I do? Put a shape. I meant scale. I'm sorry. Just override that. And over the course of 100 frames, turn on our auto key. Over the course of 100 frames, we will go from 100%, 100%, 100% XYZ to zeroed all the way across the board. And we shall make that absolute. Let's turn these particles back on. And we'll do by particle age. Something's fishy. Sorry, every time I do these tutorials, I have to relearn it. I'm terrible with memory, which is make many enemies being terrible with memory because people think that you're very arrogant when you don't remember them from previous events or parties or something. But I really do have a really bad memory, and every time I do these tutorials, I have to refigure it out. We see, this is falling off, or not falling off, but scaling down to nothing. But it's happening faster than we would like. I think that may be it. So our shape is 2. Scale. New. Okay, I've gone back to frame 0. I've selected my scale and I've put it to 200 when it starts. 200. So this makes it a little bit bigger. When they hit, um, I don't know. It looks correct, so we'll leave it like that. A lot of times in animation, it is that way. If it looks correct, then indeed it is correct. Sometimes when things they might be true to reality, but they just don't look right, then it probably isn't right. And you want to go with something that the viewer is gonna see as being correct. Also, I'm going to slide this over a bit so it gets there sooner. And that might be it. What I would do now is I would render. And well, now we have shapes. You know what? Let's put a map to these shapes. You hit M on the keyboard, or if you go to your material editor, let's create another light blue color. That's fine. And we'll bring up our material static. I'll put this in the source event. And we'll just drag this on over to here. Instance. And now I'll render. Alright, what I've done is I've moved the material static from the main event and I put one in each of these events happening. And now also what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change it from a 2D triangle to a 3D object. We'll leave it as a cube. That's fine. And this is our result. Um, Also, I'm going to move our light out a little bit. You see how it's being cut off here? And I'm going to re-render. Maybe I'll change the blue to a little bit of a lighter blue. And also what we can do is change that to 1. We'll bring up our environment again. 8 on the keyboard, a shortcut. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I took a break and had dinner. And I forgot to actually do something pretty important. I'd be in big trouble. But for now, we shall push on with the tutorial. Glow. Use source color. Image. Make sure that is selected. And check the material ID. And the only way to do this properly is just to tinker with it. So now we see the glow is pretty big size. We can cut that down to 15. Cut it in half and we'll make this a 70. And we'll re-render. Also, we'll take the time now to make this bigger. And we'll re-render. We could probably make the cubes smaller. Right away, that's what I notice about this. To, we could say even 1.5. And we'll render. That looks a lot better. Maybe a couple of final adjustments before I call it quits to this tutorial. We're at 8 minutes now. What I want to do is turn down the glow a bit. 70 to 55. The size to 10. Render again. That looks good. Also, well, when we come back in our final segment, I just want to adjust the huge glare of the light.